xQc React session, edging session. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
It's my anniversary today? Wait, is actually my anniversary today? Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat.
Birthday?
I don't really give a shit. Chat, how long has it been? 10 years? Chat, does it even say how old my partner is?
Oh.
Chat, you know what'd be fun? You know what'd be fun? If I could give a chat like a code and it has like 10K on it or whatever every day or something like that. And it's a code you can use on like Uber Eats or whatever, and you can get some fucking free food or some shit like that. But it can only be used once, whatever, you know?
Don't celebrate
Chat, wouldn't that be fucking insane though?
Independently.
Hey yo, this is the Uber
Just
Eats, man.
have
Yo,
one special day where you celebrate everybody's birthday.
I will give out 10K
like
a
at
day
the end
free
of
food.
the year, where you go out and
think about how easy that is.
you can do something fun, like maybe you do fireworks. Something like that, right? You go out at the end of the year and then you do fireworks. Or see this, you eat the dough balls, you know, the sweet beer dough balls
anyway,
that are fried and have raisins in them. You eat them and then you watch the fireworks around your neighborhood. And at the end of the year, and then when it goes 12 o'clock to the other year, you celebrate it, right? That's like a birthday for everybody, so you don't have to celebrate everybody's birthday individually.
Hello, Mr. Cow. Please take care of yourself through this troubling time.
It's not troubling time.
We love you, xQcl.
It was troubling last time, low key. This time it's not troubling. I don't give a fuck. Gonna announce return from OnlyFans.
32 decades, Pagman.
Okay.
Man, what a run! Man, what a run! Holy, what a run! 67 million in 3 years, dude. That's actually kind of amazing.
That's not worth it.
Holy. After taxes, you're looking at a good fucking 40-something mil.
I don't think that's worth it.
Not
because you tarnish your entire life for
isn't the upkeep
67
for that
mil
platform really easy?
You're basically still broke.
I saw some stats on Twitter. Yeah, I saw some stats on Twitter.
That shit is not gonna be worth it when you tarnished yourself.
Do not scroll.
Man. You tarnished your career. You tarnished your reputation. You fucked it.
Anyway,
you fucked it.
Chat. Guys, if you debate chat, guys, it's not a lot of content that's being posted.
You're gonna do 76 or 67 mil and then retire, and that's it.
So, chat, guys, she could continue to post
I don't know, man.
without really being involved that much, right? With a manager or whatever.
Congratulations.
People will never even know. Oh my god.
When are you playing
You're a
Her
little
goal
early. I don't
was
think
to
it's
fucking get able to talk about it and whatever, but she's not actually retiring it. And I fell into the trap. Oh no! Dude! I fell into the trap! Dude, she's so fucking smart, man. I can't believe it. Because I just sent so many customers her way now. This is not right, man.
46.
What is this?
Let's go welcome me, please. 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 xQcl.
Oh, okay, that's funny. Okay. That's actually
Mr. Editor.
Don't get it because it's a lawsuit I was talking about, and there's a screenshot of my editor, the YouTube page with the titles like all like put in it. It's just on. I don't even manage my YouTube.
Wait, man, what are they gonna do to my goat?
You're doing this when
so cute.
guys. I don't even post that shit. I don't have control over that shit. I don't do nothing of that. It's like whatever. As an B, not holding back. Oh, guys, we're not going to do this again.
Minus 180.
She's undecided because of concerns about anti-Semitism. Beth?
Yes! Woo!
Hi, thank you for being here.
Thank
you for remembering we need to bring the hostages home.
Of course.
The rise of anti-Semitism and violence from anti-Semitism has risen greatly on college campuses.
I called it.
Why does she look like that?
Exactly.
Just the meme.
Is it her green dress?
They do not call meme.
The Green Goblin?
Why does she always look like that meme?
Oh, man.
Is she just old?
Flag predicting they'll ask about a recent mass shooting at a gay
How
club.
old is Kamala?
And laughing your ass off when they actually do.
Trump is like 80, right?
Say that again?
What about Kamala? She looks like 60.
Oh!
Like, it's so old.
Oh!
It's so old.
Chat! Guys!
Why are the politicians always so old?
How could Disney do this?
They're so old, man.
Somebody finds mold. No way, dude.
Oh, look at the bottom right here.
No!
No way! What? No, chat, there's actually mold. That's 100% mold. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
no,
that's
you
mold.
see it right there?
Wait, that's fucking
see it?
vile,
What
dude.
the
Sealed
fuck?
and it's molded. What is this? I'm not
Fucking
lying,
mold.
dude. Don't open it yet. Don't open it yet. That is 100% mold.
44 months of force in
So you're just gonna complain then?
No way, dude.
So you're just gonna complain and not eat it then? Is that what we're doing today? No, I'm tricking.
Yeah.
Years are there in the
Yummy.
millennium? A million.
A million.
Blue cheese.
Who painted the Mona Lisa? Mona Lisa.
Da Vinci?
28 months
Da
with the
Vinci?
best
When did the Cold War end?
Last
Summer.
When it got hot?
Huh? What is the fiery liquid that flows from a volcano? I don't know.
Lava?
Sriracha.
Man, that is funny.
party.
What
hat, happy
about your
partner,
dumbass on Twitter?
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
Kayla!
Oh, no, oh, I meant...
Fuck is... Oh, about you tweeting.
Yeah.
Don't start. Don't. Oh my god. Oh my god. She's gonna start getting me canceled again. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
What did you think?
Oh god.
I did not.
Oh god. Oh god.
No, I did
Pull
not.
up chat GPT again.
Dude, chat. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, I thought. Okay, the whole time for some reason, you guys, I thought it was a green screen, and I had my theory confirmed when he went in front of the back. I thought, no way, he's that small. He's that small, huh? Dude, I thought, oh, now it's definitely a green screen. Because look at chat. Look. Okay, guys. In my defense, chat. Look when he goes at the back. Look.
Oh god.
Chat. Look.
Oh god.
No, I did
Pull
not.
up chat GPT.
Chat. Tell me it doesn't look like a green screen.
Yeah, the only reason he looked big
Oh god.
is because he's short. So of course he looks big because he's
Dude,
so
his head was
small.
under the handle.
Any
Oh,
type
so
of
doesn't get it 'cause he is all small.
any type of
Oh, okay.
thickness
Well, that's
looks
right.
big
I-
on him.
Dude.
And on top of that, he has the roid head puff. You know a lot of roided people, they have a fucking puff in their head. Their head looks like a puffed potato.
What the fuck?
You can see it.
What a coomer.
There's just one YouTube Shorts guy.
Look at this guy.
I don't know what he's called. People like him because he keeps things real, I think. But he has the puff, like really fucking bad. I know Knut has it. Knut. Yeah, that's basically it. I know Knut has it. It's not just the veins. You can see some weird
Look at
fucking
this guy.
puff.
Chat,
Like
that's
a
actually
puffed
funny.
potato.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Chat,
My
that
liar's
is
bar is so
actually
funny, man.
Holy.
Whoa!
Go watch it, man. Come on, bitch. Stop being a pussy and watch it.
Jesus Christ.
If you get banned, just make another channel.
Guys, I'm. Oh,
People
man.
gonna sub to
Guys,
you.
I'm almost gonna cancel.
You make another
I'm not,
channel.
guys, I'm not kidding, chat. I'm almost gonna cancel. Chat, I'm not gonna say what kind, what person was driving the car. No, not funny.
Well,
Well.
Not funny. Okay.
That was
Guys, I thought you guys were gonna film the blank and it would be funny, but you guys are not even laughing. Okay, nobody wants to be laughing. Nobody wants to be funny today. Okay, I guess it was a woman driver. Okay, I finished the joke. Haha, is it funny? Chat. Oh, it's even worse somehow. Now the vibes are dead. Okay, vibes are dead. Okay, chat.
Rain trap.
Look at this Geometry Dash player's emotional reaction to an Amber Alert he gets in the middle of his game.
I hope that
kid is rescued and brought back to his family. No one deserves to go through such a traumatic event like this, let alone a child. This world really is cruel sometimes.
What a big heart for a big man.
Look at this Geometry Dash player's emotional reaction to an Amber Alert he gets in the middle of his game.
Even the most
kid is rescued and brought
well
back
put
to
together.
his family.
Welcome
No one
to the
deserves to go
competent
through such a
jungle
traumatic
people.
event like this.
That has been my
let
day.
alone a child.
Driven
Final boss
and
right here.
hardworking people
Me and 3
still have a
BBCs.
big heart. It's so inspiring.
Oh my.
Trapping in Atlanta. Part 3, 4, 5 finals.
Oh my. What?
Part 3, 4.
This should be illegal. Like,
Oh, Chad, that's
this is not
fucking insane. How is it touching the water?
because you're damaging other people's property, man. Like you're degrading the lifespan of this jumping plank by at least a third, at least like half probably. This is bad. It's bad. You're breaking other people's shit.
Look at the water.
You're
Look at the water.
being a
It
dick.
touched it.
You're being a dick.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Look, there's a flash of water.
3, 4, 5 finals. Drug dealers, murders, and scammers.
I would rather stare into the sun than watch that.
Wait, hold on.
Says that you are still scared of the banana skin chasing you down in Fortnite. You could never win.
Guys, be quiet, quick. Look, Sir's writing down names. Oh, God.
The Spanish teacher.
We done? We finished?
You know what I fucking
Thank you.
hate?
Jamal, Sarah, Charlie, Sam, all after school detention.
Right,
Chad, you remember
one of the most fundamental things you teach the children is language, because they can, it helps them understand
guys,
everything.
that should not be legal. Because I was thinking
So
about that the other
you
day.
teach it early.
I don't think that should be legal.
Then
if the school's over,
they only teach your main language, native language, early. But the other ones, they leave until middle school. Right? So it's already too late. But then on top of that, they also make you choose. They make them choose. And on top of that, when you choose, you lose the ability to do the other ones. You can only do one. The children are gonna feel like they suck at the language because they learn it too late. And on top of that, they're going to switch learning the language every year or so they're not never going to learn anything, right? Because you can't learn a language in a year if you're not a toddler. This is so dumb. You're not a toddler.
I've done both of these for a living, brother. Yo, being sponsored by my
It's too
local
late.
skate
It's
shop,
bad.
it
It's
does
bad.
count.
You need to learn it early, man.
They gave me free equipment and paid
If
for
they
all my
learned
travels,
early,
expenses,
I would have been
and
able to
entries
speak
to all the
5
contests.
languages.
That's the school,
But
that's
now
the school
I only know
gets.
2.
Well,
It's
that's
fucking
as wicked as it
shit,
gets.
man.
Fuck yeah, I'm proud of that, man. You're a loser, bitch. Fuck you.
Omega lol.
Not this, not that. Oh, this one. Oof. Oh. Okay, but I mean, not this. I wasn't sponsored at the time. I don't think over here.
Who is this guy?
Watch this right here. Watch this right here.
Nah. Watch this. Oh my God!
Happy 35 Juice Lord. May I please be welcomed in?
Okay, let's do a little recap. Okay.
Not that guy, pal.
Bro, look how small I was, like 4 feet tall. Look at the size of that handrail, brother. Brother, that's like an adult size handrail right there. Bro, just the pop, get on this bitch is insane. And look at the angle. I don't give a fuck. Look at the angle of the handrail. It is, bro, it goes straight down. This
Yeah, that makes it easier to jump on.
That's hardcore skills.
Because you don't actually jump
At
high.
skate park, nobody, I've never
You
seen anybody
jump
do that
far.
rail before, not even once.
Which is way easier because you're
idea
already
how big
going.
this is compared to me.
You're already
Look at
going
this guy.
forward. So you just jump.
That's it. No.
Aim
There's
it.
more skateboarding in there, man.
And then land it,
Dude,
which is
there's
the hard
more,
part.
there's more.
Landing on a
What the fuck? What the
on a
fuck?
thin
Guys. Where is it? Where's
handle.
it? I swear there's more. Did they
And
remove it? It looks
sloped.
like it's been removed.
That's the hard part.
Oh, that sucks. Anyway.
But that's really it, right?
Oh!
Landing also on the ground. Landing.
No way, there's more, idiot. What is he doing? There's more, man. See? Guys, there's more!
Mo, come on!
Jeez, man. Yeah. My chat, guys. For all the new friends, new viewers, chat. This is my first ever backflip. Watch this. First attempt, and I can't. Oh, hold on. This guy has it.
47 years. A Webman xQc.
The new YouTube search is so shit. It's so
Dude.
shit. The man, YouTube is ruining the platform.
I know you guys are not
and
even
Twitch
watching.
too.
You don't give a fuck.
Which
Oh,
is
look. Guys,
a lot of these.
If you fall in here, there's a whole garden and
Google
rocks.
is making the search engine
This
worse.
is high as fuck. It's like 5
YouTube
feet
is
tall.
making their search engine
if
worse.
I flip back like I did
and
on the
they're
other box,
recommended.
after that,
Because
you
of shorts.
fucking die.
Twitch
Holy
is
shit,
terrible.
dude.
Just regardless terrible.
Guys,
Because
that was me
it's
going to school
slow.
with my brother. Guys, we smelled
There's
like
no
gas
discovery.
all the
You
time.
don't.
It
You
was-
only see
guys,
big streamers.
Yeah, like not across a fucking. Chat, that was like a bitch repellent.
There's ads, which are really bad
So
because you can't block them. And nobody wants to watch ads, right? They're bad. They're bad. So a lot of people say Twitch better,
Because we were
Twitch
kind of
better,
broke, so like
because
we couldn't have a
got
scooter like
a
everybody
bit
else.
better
We had this shit.
connectivity or whatever. No, Twitch is worse because they have ads.
Guys.
Kick is better. Kick is just better. They don't have all the infrastructure. They're not as trustworthy. They don't have the good chat stuff. All of that is useless flair. Only serves to make money. Okay, it's bad. No, it's good, but compared to the downside of having ads, it's so bad, man. It's so bad. Kick is just better. As a watching experience, Kick is 10 times better. Way better. It's not even a contest. Okay, it's so much better. Anyway, and Twitch, or Twitter, I mean, they made it pay to win as a free speech. Free speech
I don't give us the goal.
it implies
the
that
goal to go up top or to get the coins.
you're able to say what you want to say
I mean, this is just so easy. I don't get it.
without being censored for it. So forcibly retracting your words.
When you gonna go double date with the whales, ex-wife and your gap.
You can look at them like this, right? The point of it is that your words aren't connected to who you are,
What the
but
fuck was
what
that?
you say. So people are gonna
Because I
take your word at
completely
face value
demolished the PC.
instead of saying your words are shit because you're shit. But that's not how you're supposed to. You're not supposed to read like that, right?
What?
That's not a good reading level.
Ah!
But when you put money into your discovery, when people see the stuff that rich people say instead of the stuff that's what people like to see, you're putting in a system that goes against the principle of free speech. Point is that regardless of who you are, you get to say what you want, and people are gonna see it. But now, you have to be fucking rich to do it. You have to make money to do it.
What the fuck?
It's bad, man. It's bad. You're making it shit. The only thing Elon Musk changed...
Oh my god, that's just too fucking easy.
He decreased the targeted censoring.
Yeah. So does this guy
He didn't decrease censoring in general.
Maybe the god of the game.
There's still a bunch of censoring, and it's shit. It's just not as... he just doesn't put any thought behind it anyway. Just because he's just a dumb... He just rules his platform like shit, and in a really stupid way, but in an outwardly malicious. But it makes it pay to win, which is shit. Okay, it's fucking shit.
What?
Knocked out.
Wait a minute. How am I still first?
Yeah.
I mean, fuck off.
I'm just waiting for somebody to make a platform that's actually decent. Doesn't rely on ads to make money. It has some, like a good way to monetize it, you know? Because I know that you need money to run your servers.
It's too fucking easy, man. Yeah, I can do this with my eyes closed, chat low-key.
Should there be a good way to monetize it? A new way.
Dark Souls, bro.
That would be good. Because you know the hope is that you won't get censored just because you say something that people don't like.
What the lag? What the lag?
The point is that you get to say stuff that people don't like.
This shit appears on screen.
Because the norm isn't always good, and people don't like
wait, hold on.
out of the box, outside the norm thinking. People don't like it because people like things the way they are.
People haven't even finished yet. This is just kind of sad.
People are miserable, but they still prefer things the way they are.
Is there any online lobbies
because they're scared of change. They don't like when you say stuff that's outside of the box, outside of the norm. They don't like when you think outside of the norm.
I'm being dead ass. Listen,
the point of having a free speech
in the lobby,
is that
this
people
is not
get to
you're
say
gonna win
that.
ranked in it. You're wasting your time. I'm trying to say
nowadays you can't.
Disconnect your
you
dog
can't
shit.
say shit.
You're garbage. You will not be second,
The
third,
reason
first,
is because
fourth.
you always have a balance, right? There's the Puritans that try to make, bring an order into what you have.
I'm absolutely serious. I'm serious about this.
Into the society, so that people are good.
Good.
And what is good is promoted. I don't think the Puritans of today actually do good stuff, for the most part. Or they tend to ignore a lot of bad stuff and overvalue some things that aren't really that important. However, you want to also have the freedom aspect that allows things to change and be dynamic. But nowadays, because of the internet, of course it's a big thing for freedom of speech, for the spread of information in general. But it also has given the people, the Puritans that control the information, a lot more power to control it in the way they want it, right? Because in the past, if you wanted to contain information, you didn't see everything, you didn't hear everything. There was things outside of your control that you just could not control, so information slipped past anyway. Nowadays, that's no longer the case, right? These companies have so much control that they can change stuff, contain the information much better, even though the internet has done a lot of good for freedom. It's done way more for the Puritans. That's why I promote a more free society when it comes to information, the spread of information.
I have 1 second delay.
Because,
man. Fuck, man.
You can't say shit anymore. It's gone to shit. It's fucking shit, man.
Wait, they don't tell me the controls?
Because they have way too much power, dude. Way too much.
Ready?
Come.
Am I going schizo? I'm gonna stop. Okay. You get what I mean. You know what I mean. And you know I'm right. You know I'm right.
What?
You just don't want to admit it because you have a stake in this, right? You know that when you agree with them, they're gonna put you. They're gonna bribe you. Okay? You know that I'm right. You know that I'm right.
Okay.
Fucking bitch.
I want both my time and money back from Nintendo. I want both. That's bullshit. You have to wait? There's no strategy? You have to wait?
Knocked out.
I can still win this.
Lap 3.
Did you?
Time's up.
Did I cook though?
No.
So I cooked like an actual chef lord. And I gained 1 spot. I'm over this game. This is probably not balanced properly or whatever. I don't know what to tell you.
You cooked because it's easy. He's so slow, man.
GG, it's over.
There you go. That's decent. Nice.
I need the red copper.
Oh, fuck off. What are you doing, bitch? He's so bad. What the fuck are you doing? Oh.
Time's up.
This is bullshit, man. This is so fucking
So
lame. Holy
bad.
fuck.
It's a children's game, man.
Dude, that game mode needs to get out of the game. That shit's trash. It's trash, Nintendo. Don't put ranked game modes with RNG like that. It's fucking lame as shit. Fuck you.
Finish line.
Dude, third place, not bad.
Yo.
We take that. Third place, chat. That's pretty good for my first game.
Dude, he lost Toddlers.
Chat, we take those. I mean, it's not first, but third, I'll take that. Chat, out of like 20? 3 out of 20? I mean...
It's not the game that's lagging, little bro. It's your brain. Get to flipping my burger.
Dude, that was actually pretty funny. I enjoyed that joke.
12 is now 3, coach.
Dude, that was actually a good joker. But I got third place. What place did you get? Chat, this is what it's like to be a streamer. Make no doubt about it. This is me going to work every day.
Nope.
Chat, do they still actually work like this though? Like that?
Not in
Really?
America.
They don't get like machines for this?
Why?
Why don't they just
are cheaper
like
than machines?
dig like a hole and put a fucking bomb in there?
Right?
Just put a
Why
fucking bomb.
pay to have a machine when you could just
Oh my god, just fucking boom, bang.
force a guy to work for free? Like, so much
This
better.
is good. 30 seconds in.
What?
Oh, that's Jay-Z in about 20 years.
Reacting.
Emoji. 3 emojis.
I haven't seen a black man that big in my life. Even Pat's not that big. And I know Pat. What the hell?
What the fuck? Wait, what the fuck is that?
51 months with the juicer MC Gooser.
What the fuck? Is that my house? Yeah, that was me, right? Yeah, I mean, it's not me. It's not me. I mean, it's a dog.
Party hat happy partner anniversary.
I mean, it's a dog.
Extended club, it's 30 club mag. I'm tweaking with my channel, make me crash. Like, how about game, let's play some pistol tag. Plug out the how about like the pistol, code do dash. I already hit a lick in this one, switch to a new mask. I already did it.
Yaya.
I think I love you.
What?
Party hat happy partner.
Is that a full chicken?
Yummy.
Oh my!
Yummy. Yummy.
42 months and on your partner anniversary. Let's
He
go.
just ate an entire chicken in a couple bites. A cactus, yummy. That's kind of cute. Huh. Chat. That's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Did you know? 1981 was the year that... Did you know?
Wow.
1981 was the year that...
If you ever leave me, I'll see you in court. Pewter finger down, pewter finger down, pewter finger down, pewter finger down.
Nice hog.
Okay.
Hogs are pretty cute.
This is cute for like 5 minutes.
Like,
After that, it grows massive. It probably takes like ultra, mega, super massive shits
little
everywhere.
hog pigs.
And smells like
pretty
absolute
cute.
garbage.
Easy.
Yeah, I got it going.
Okay, go on, dude. I don't think I get it.
xQcL.
So what does it do? So what does it do? Chat, I was playing Oh, I remember seeing this. Ooh. Dude, that is actually so scary.
Party hat hex Dr. Disrespect here. Just
a man was shot in the head, but the bullet only grazed him and lodged into a nearby tree. Over a decade later, this same man was cutting down that exact tree, but it was too thick, so he decided to use dynamite.
What?
He tied 3 sticks to the trunk and lit the fuse. But the explosion sent the years-old bullet flying, striking him in the head again. And this time, it killed him instantly. Now, this account first appeared in a newspaper in 1905, and it's still a popular story over 100 years later, but there's never been any proof that this story is actually true.
Okay, yeah, classic.
I was there. I was the guy that made it into the newspaper because
Yeah, I'm all good, thank you.
well, my friend died. Of course, I can say this now with a straight face because it's been a while ago, 100 years. Some people they pretend like every hard thing you need to be weeping about this all time, all day. No, of course not. You just move on and get over it.
Sorry, the what?
Right? Yeah, my friend died. And that was over 100 years ago. Come on, man.
The what?
Anyways, they got the trophy, bro.
Bro, this guy's like 14. What the fuck?
Right. I'm not still mad
put cheese on my cheeseburger?
that the painter guy died.
Shut your bitch ass! Someone
Because
coming in
it's
and
been
shoot
a while ago. Yeah, come on, man.
I hate this fucking good. Hey, buddy, smile. Fuck!
Man, we are so lucky. Like we need to be grateful because in some countries, like even for China, like they don't have Fortnite. Like China, like they don't have Fortnite.
Not giving my money to the juicer.
Bro.
Man, we are so lucky. Like we are.
Oh my god, bro.
Fake.
Is that even real?
No.
That's fake.
Of course. If it wasn't fake, he would have been dead or have a concussion. He wouldn't have done. He wouldn't have done this face.
Ja, kan man vara skjuts eller?
I did on stream.
Trump or Kamala?
Excuse me, I'm on the phone.
What?
Trump or Kamala?
Excuse me, I'm on the phone.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
To the B, it's M to the B, it's M.
Okay.
To the B, it's M to the B, it's M to the B. Bang.
Link it. Link chat. Link it chat. Link it.
Weird. Life is weird.
Actually kind of weird though.
Drugs.
Steven, what are you doing in there?
Drugs.
I don't get it.
Everybody knows in the reverse I see the lily froze. I do la 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 I stand just cold. Where's the lily so I've been told.
Let's check it out.
Oh. GG.
Wow.
Nice save.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Save.
Oh, that's a massive rock, chat. Oh!
Oh, that is nice.
That was sick!
Man, they aimed it perfect. Right in the pincher. Right in the pincher, man. Perfect.
What a clean break, chat. Look at that powder. What the? Guys, stop, you guys are making too many. Guys, there's too many links.
Do you guys ever kind of want to know what it feels like to get nutted in?
This format is just bad. It's so
Man,
fucking
it was kind of cold today, huh?
No, hey yo.
It adds nothing to the video.
Waters to see if he's dead.
No.
Holy shit! That's insane.
He's
Waters to see if he's dead.
No.
That is massive. Holy shit.
Yummy.
Wait.
Yummy.
Chat, you guys, I cannot think of anything that's more American than that. I guess.
xQcl.
The dog is that's a nice dog.
Can you please breed me, Daddy? Ram it in.
Go on, finish it.
Love you, xQcl. Play some games soon.
That's gonna explode.
Do you know where Macy's is by any chance?
What's wrong with you?
Do you know where Macy's is by any chance?
Are you being fucking serious right now?
Do you know where
Come
Macy's
on.
is by any chance?
What's wrong with you?
Do you know where Macy's is by
Jesus.
any chance?
Are you being fucking serious right now?
Are you with him? Got you once. No, him right there. Got you twice.
You said what?
No, he's taking pictures. Got you 3 times. Dang. Don't be so gullible, dog.
Me?
Huh? No, I'm on the phone.
Oh.
I know some niggas in the yard, they'll rape you. I know some niggas in the yard, they'll rape you. I know some niggas in the yard, they'll rape you. I know some niggas in the yard, they'll rape you. I know some niggas in the
Piece of shit, go fix your teeth.
Hey, go on a diet, you fat bitch.
I can't wait till you die of cancer with that shit in your hand.
You're gonna die of fucking beans and tortillas, bitch.
Give me a rank up one time. Can I get a goddamn rank up? Yes! Yes!
Okay, next.
On the 1st of February 2024, Sheldon Johnson appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience. 38 days later, he was arrested and charged with murder. It was episode 2096, with Joe Rogan, Sheldon Johnson, and another person named Josh Dubin. Josh had been on the podcast 6 different times before, explaining on an earlier episode that he was a lawyer who worked with wrongfully convicted felons.
We're here to get the word out about wrongful convictions.
In 3 out of 6 of Josh's appearances, he'd bring these wrongful convicts to tell their story.
He spent 3 decades in jail for murders that he didn't commit.
So when Josh brought in Sheldon Johnson, it seemed this would be another positive episode, but it quickly became apparent that Sheldon was slightly different.
I figured we'd do something a little bit different. Typically, the person sitting to my right is someone that was wrongfully convicted. Sheldon is guilty.
Sheldon had only just been released from a 25-year prison stint, but Josh had brought him on specifically as an example of someone who'd been given an unfair amount of time, believing Sheldon never deserved his 25 years in prison. Well, you can be the judge of that. Born 1975, Sheldon Johnson grew up in the Martin Luther King Jr. Towers, aka a poverty-stricken housing project in Harlem, New York City. His entire family tree had been in and out of prisons.
My father was incarcerated. He did about 15 years. I was incarcerated. My grandfather was incarcerated. My great-grandfather was a slave. And my son killed somebody when he was 12 years old.
While Sheldon was the only one in his family who had functional hearing.
My mother's deaf, my father's deaf, my sister's deaf, my aunt is deaf. I grew up in a deaf household.
Therefore, his father, a drug dealer, brought Sheldon along to help him translate deals, and by the age of 12, Sheldon had joined the exact same line of work.
I started selling drugs. Guy offered me an opportunity to be a lookout, and I would just stand there, and eventually I just slowly moved up the ranks. It turned me into this person that I was never meant to be.
As a result, he began to rack up charges.
Driving without a license, standing on the corner, little small petty drug cases.
And spent most of his teens in the Rikers Island prison, although it'd be after his release at the age of 21 that things went downhill badly. He'd commit 2 different armed robberies, receiving a sentence of 50 years in prison, which Josh argued was incredibly unfair, given only one person received minor injuries.
He got hit in the head with the gun right here on the side of his head, and he had 2 stitches, and they gave me 25 years for that case.
Did you hit him in the head?
No.
Regardless, prison is where Sheldon realized he had to turn his life around.
It was at that moment I really said I have to change my life. I just can't do this.
Beginning a prison journal about hope, change, and reform. In his entry letter to my younger self, it explained just because you're surrounded by violence does not mean that violence is the way to solve your problems. Sheldon, 2 wrongs do not make a right. Violence only begets violence.
Is that it,
Learn
though?
how to respond.
I think there's more to this case for sure.
In a different entry, he'd state, "As we know, I'm currently in prison, which I've learned does one of 2 significant things to its occupants. Brings the best out of them or the worst."
I saw individuals who were at their worst, and I saw guys who were at their best. The guys who were at their best were guys who were involved in education, post-secondary education programs.
Realizing the role model prisoners were those with an education, Sheldon spent years educating himself.
I got into school, I got my GED, and then I went on to obtain my bachelor's in behavioral science from Mercy. I stopped smoking weed, I stopped smoking cigarettes. I started working in the law library. I discovered that I had a knack for complicated things, case law, and I was actually helping guys get out of prison.
He'd further add to his journal, I have grown dramatically in these 14 years, when I could have easily withered away. I've learned that I love Shakespeare, that I love acting, that I love writing, that I enjoy reading philosophy, that I love reading criminal law, that I love writing legalese. Sheldon had changed his life to such an extent, BuzzFeed advocated for his release back in 2016. He became a model inmate, said David Roth, the prison social worker. His days were so full that he went to bed exhausted and fell asleep immediately. As a result of his good behavior, Sheldon was released after 25 years of his 50-year sentence, appearing on a podcast called Success After Lockdown, on which he'd implied that he'd never go back to prison.
I'm reflecting, I'm saying to myself like, yo, I can't spend the next 50 years like this.
When he'd appear on Joe Rogan 1 month later, Sheldon again implied that he wouldn't go back to jail.
Individuals who have been shown to acquire associate's degrees and bachelor's degrees are like 92% less likely to return back to prison.
With Josh using Sheldon as an example, that change was always possible.
Dude, 92, that's it?
Make change happen. He's living it and making it happen. Look at this beautiful mind and how he articulates himself.
He began working for the Queen's Defenders, helping troubled youth.
I'm trying to catch these kids before they fall, and I want to show them the way.
And even began to consider more formal education.
Sheldon asked me, should I go to law school before we came here?
In the process, expressing his disbelief that he'd turned his life around.
I just came from the bowels of hell. 25 years in prison, and now I'm in the sky above the clouds in the heavens.
1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. 1 out of 11. Brother, it's good, sure, but I mean,
headed to a destination to talk about change and to talk about all of the things that brought me to this place today.
Joe Rogan even posted a clip titled
to get that much education.
Sheldon Johnson decided to turn his
and
life around. However, Sheldon would make one final important claim.
But this is how fast your life can change from just one simple mistake.
This became reality only 38 days later.
He claimed that he had turned his life around after spending most of his adult life in prison. In fact, last year, he started working for the Queen's Public Defender's Office. Well, now he is accused of killing a man and then dismembering his body.
Sheldon was childhood friends with a man named Colin Small, with whom he'd also spent over 10 years in prison. Therefore, upon Sheldon's release, Small was helping Johnson get back on his feet. However, at some point, their friendship took a turn. On the 6th of March 2024, police received a call from a tenant who lived in New York, claiming to have heard 2 gunshots from Colin Small's apartment, as well as a voice begging, "Please don't, I have a family." Police drove over to the flat and knocked on the door, only to find Sheldon Johnson inside, who claimed that Colin Small had apparently gone upstate. Well, police searched the apartment and found half of Colin Small's body, finding the other half back at Sheldon's apartment, in addition to concrete and a Tyvek suit. CCTV outside Colin's apartment showed Sheldon Johnson entering and exiting, trying to conceal his identity with a range of different disguises. In one of these stills, he's seen wearing the exact same jacket as he was in a photo he took for the Queen's Defenders. Sheldon was therefore arrested and charged with Colin's murder, screaming "I'm innocent" as he was placed into the cop car. Sheldon maintained this innocence all the way to court.
Yesterday, Sheldon Johnson pleaded not guilty to the charges. He had quite a few supporters inside the courtroom.
As the comments on his episode changed overnight. Imagine being locked up for being wronged by the system for over 25 years, only to prove that the system was right. Amazing. The judge who gave him 50 years must feel pretty smart right now. I really believed I was gonna die in prison. Well, you're not wrong, buddy. Sheldon's own father stated, "I'm surprised my son was arrested. I was shocked. He learned and studied in prison for 26 years. He is a good man. He was doing work in a law office. There were no problems, but I doubt nobody was as shocked as Josh Dubin." He ended Sheldon Johnson's episode stating,
I'm very thoughtful in who I bring on. I think this was one of the best ones yet.
But is still yet to talk publicly since Sheldon's new allegations.
Jesus,
Joe, on the other hand, talked about it recently.
He was guilty before, and we knew he was guilty, but he got 50 years.
Right.
And then he was talking about he turned his life around this, like, a month after he was on the podcast.
Yeah.
Cut some dude's head off. Homie didn't understand new HD security cameras.
Theorizing that prison had only made him worse.
Was that because he spent 25 fucking years in jail, which is an insane amount of time to be locked up in a prison and then expect to acclimate.
Well, I mean, to acclimate is kind of a weird way to put it.
You have to understand, jail exists to create a mini society separate as a small bubble inside of a society, so that people in jail can learn how to operate in society in a disciplined way. That's what jail does. A lot of people bring in this point that the people in jail, prisoners, fail to acclimate to society. They're supposed to already be acclimated by the time they're released. That's what jail does. It's not a punishment. It separates them so they can learn in jail. What the fuck? This is so fucking stupid. People keep saying this. It's dumb. They should have been acclimated. Right? The reason you get released is because you're acclimated, supposedly. So fucking stupid. So fucking stupid.
I mean, I would assume it was good behavior. Well, acclimate to what? If the guy was on good behavior, he wasn't violent, he wasn't killing, goes back to society, immediately becomes violent again. I don't.
Right, that's why people in jail they're like slaves, but a lot better than that, right? They learn how to cook, they learn how to clean, they sleep, they learn how to get along, because if they don't, there's a bunch of shitty people in there that are gonna kill you, right? They learn how to do a job, they learn how to read, that's why there's a library, they learn how to function with the other bad people, and they have to be extra careful because they're on constant watch, and there's a bunch of people that will probably kill you for no fucking reason at all, right? No good reason, because they're insane and they're terrible people that should never be released, if we're being honest. But we're being nice because, well, we love a free society. We have to have a free society. Right? That's why they're being released, because there's a small chance, or no, not that. It's that you don't want to have good people in there. That's why. That's why they're getting released. So, yeah. Just dumb. Just fucking dumb. That's the whole point. You're not in jail to waste your life away. That's not what jail is about. If you want to waste your life away, you get thrown in like solitary confinement. That's the one that's supposed to be a punishment.
What am I missing the point?
But you're not in jail to be punished. You're in jail because you're a danger and you have to be contaminated. Right? You're contaminated. You're a disease among society. So you're put in a bubble so you can heal. All right.
And what his life and career.
Okay, what about Trump? Whoa.
What was watching the chat was go back some
I know what trending is better than anybody in the world. I've been trending my whole life. From the day I was born, I've been trending.
I like the good publicity and I like the bad publicity. It all plays.
Who is Donald Trump? A while back I realized that for all the attention Trump gets, I actually didn't know much about his life, how he rose to become one of the most powerful people on the planet, and what his life and career can teach us about what he really wants. I didn't know any of that. So I delved in to try to better understand how he rose to power, and most importantly, why there are so many products with his name and face on them.
I'm in your chat.
It is not
A toupee, okay.
Okay?
All right.
Will you please inform the public?
So, join me as we explore the rise of Donald Trump.
Rich, ruthless, and famous, known for the buildings he's built and the wives he's divorced.
He played Monopoly, but more than Monopoly, he played with building blocks. Always with building blocks.
Donald Trump was born in Queens, New York, a river away from the gleaming skyline.
Guys, we have nothing to do. We're waiting for this to download it. It takes a minute. I didn't know it would take the download. I thought I would download it.
He was a middle child of 5 kids, the son of an immigrant mother from Scotland,
He makes good videos,
the Trump home, and who was known for her charitable work in the community. But in Trump's telling, his father was his greatest influence.
My father built low and moderate income housing in Brooklyn and Queens.
His dad made a big fortune taking advantage of post-World War II government programs that funded affordable housing complexes during New York's rapid growth. By all accounts, Fred Trump was an obsessively hard worker, saying that he was successful because he could, quote, squeeze 9 days of work into a 7-day work week. Growing up, young Donald was the rich kid on the block. But even still, his hardworking father forced him to have a newspaper delivery route to...
He kind of like me. He kind of like me. He's...
teach him hard work.
Yeah, except he works
Though apparently
hard.
when it rained, his dad would drive him around on his newspaper route in his Cadillac.
You didn't work a
Fred
day in your
Trump
life. You played
focused
games.
on teaching his
and
son
Say that again. Say that again. Johnny Harris.
route in his hard work. Though apparently when it rained, his dad would drive him around on his newspaper route in his Cadillac.
Yo, Johnny Harris. I don't give a fuck. You know nothing about delivering papers. I deliver the papers, okay? Delivering papers is not it's not about the card you're in or whatever. It's about waking up in the cold mornings and getting out there and putting everything and folding into your bag and doing your fucking runs. It ain't about the car, the method. It's getting out there and doing it. That shit gets fucking annoying, bitch.
You're not just delivering to 10 houses.
If you know, you
delivering
know.
to
The real estate
150.
business.
No.
Taking young Donald to construction
500,
sites from a very
right?
young age. He instilled in his son a
This
deep
back in my-
drive to win.
in my neighborhood,
to win
the
in
kids
anything
do
you
that.
do. To be the
There's a
winner.
hun- there's a
Tell Donald that he
500
was raising him
houses
to be a king
in the neighborhood.
and that he must
would have to
become
do
a killer at
500
anything he did.
newspapers.
He was
They have
tough
a
on
giant
Donald
cart, not a
because he
little bag,
wanted him to
right?
be a winner.
That's work.
At school,
You're supposed
Donald
to work.
Trump was, in his own words, aggressive. His music teacher, who died in 2015, once said that, quote, there are certain children who need attention all of the time. He was one of those. And even punching that music teacher in the face, apparently giving him a black eye, because, quote, I didn't think he knew anything about music. I mean, he was like in elementary school. But it does show you some of this personality that starts to shape up from a young age. Trump says in his book that he focused on creating mischief because for some reason, quote, I liked to stir things up. I liked to test people. It wasn't malicious, it was just aggressive. You can read a lot more about this in his book, The Art of the Deal, where he talks a little bit about his childhood, as well as this really well-reported biography, Trump Revealed. I pulled a lot from these sources in my reporting here. Anyway.
One of the great choices I ever made in terms of success was the choice of going to NYMA, New York Military Academy.
Trump's father, Fred, obsessed with hard work and discipline, sent Donald to military boarding school to live full-time when he was just 13 years old. And this is where Donald Trump really starts to thrive.
It was a good education. It was a good training. It was a good training. I enjoyed it.
From my reading, this military academy was pretty intense. It was a place where, quote, physical brutality and verbal abuse were tolerated and encouraged, both in hazing new students and physical disciplining from teachers.
I think for some children, especially young boys that like Trump, maybe, this kind of rigorous, hardcore upbringing can work. A lot of people disregard this just as generally bad. I think it can work, but you have to look at signs and be careful who you do it to, because some children are going to be traumatized. But for the rough kids that like to that are a little bit disagreeable, I think this can work.
Thrived on this kind of intense structure. It helped fire up his competitive nature, and soon he would be getting good grades and winning medals for things like having the cleanest room, or the shiniest shoes, or the best made bed, all while going around telling fellow students that, quote, I'm going to be famous someday. And this is where I want to start to make a list of some of Donald Trump's core beliefs that start to become clear from a young age. This is stuff we'll see over and over again, and I want to make a list. First and foremost, the guy is obsessed with winning. You see this all over his childhood and the rest of his life.
I was a great baseball player.
What position?
First base, catcher, first base.
Trump was super into baseball. His baseball coach recounts
like
that,
me for
quote,
real.
Donald always had to be #1 in everything. He would do anything to win, and he wanted people to know that he was first. So teenage Donald Trump spends the school year thriving at military academy, eventually rising to the rank of captain over the rest of the cadets, and then spending summers back in Queens working with his dad, learning the ways of the real estate business. Both of these experiences are very formative and lay the foundation of who he will become and what he will do in his future. That future continues when he goes off to college.
Okay.
I went to an Ivy League school.
And the way I see it is that his father wasn't okay with him doing the wild night at school and punching teachers and all that, right? And in military, kind of straightened him out like that.
I'm very highly educated. I know words. I have the best words.
Trump gets into college.
He probably didn't have time to raise his child
exactly
properly.
what direction he's going to
See
take.
real kids that do what they want because they feel like they can do whatever they want because they're better than everybody. They need to be straightened out. They need to be disciplined. And with discipline, especially with these type of people, that is a really great job, right? Then you get people like Trump. Not that that's all good, but he's competent, right? He can do.
He considers going to film school in LA to become a filmmaker.
My other fantasy as I got older was
does
to
it
do
and it works out
movies. I wanted to be a movie maker.
Pretty talented.
What an
somewhat,
alternative world that would be.
ways.
Donald Trump, the movie
excessively,
director.
Oh, not me.
Down the hall into
It's
the
a mindset,
Thanks.
right?
I like keeping a low
Some people just
profile.
aren't made for that. It can work.
If only. But ultimately, he decided to follow his father's path. He studies economics and business, and this is like during the 70s. There's a war going on in Vietnam. Young men are being recruited, but Trump qualifies for an educational deferment, meaning he gets out of the draft 4 times because he's going to college. Once he got out of school, he would have been eligible for the draft, but he qualified once again for a deferral because of a problem with his heel bone. Though there is some controversy around this, because the doctors who wrote Trump's deferral recommendation both lived and or worked in buildings owned by Fred Trump, Donald Trump's dad. And there's some speculation as to whether or not he actually did have a heel spur, or whether or not these doctors were doing Donald Trump's dad a favor by making it so his son wouldn't be sent off to war. Either way, he didn't go to war, and instead starts working for his dad's thriving real estate business.
Okay.
Building lower and
Alright, I'm gonna be weird and I'm gonna say it. Sorry, Chad, you might not like me hearing you saying this, okay? But I gotta keep it a bucket. I don't think it's a responsibility to find a unbiased, way out doctor if you have a doctor like that lives nearby that you know of.
Middle-income apartment buildings in Brooklyn and Queens. And then there's this moment in 1964 that shows us another important part of his personality. We'll make it the second item on our list here. There was this huge bridge in New York that had just been completed. It was a massive feat of engineering, connected Brooklyn to like Staten Island or something. Fred Trump was invited to the opening ceremony of this bridge, and he invited his son Donald to be present. Donald sat there in the crowd and noticed that during this celebration of the bridge, the guy who actually designed the bridge was there, but he was just off in the corner. Quote, no one even mentioned his name, recalls Donald. He goes on to say, quote, I realized then and there that if you let people treat you how they want, you'll be made a fool. I don't want to be made anybody's sucker.
They just took us like, for a bunch of suckers.
This is a huge one. That for Donald Trump, it's not just about winning. It's that you must fight for recognition. That if you're not the center of the show, you're a sucker. Recognition and attention matter a great deal to Trump from a very young age.
I'm an artist. In a certain sense, I'm an artist. I build the greatest buildings in the world.
Okay, so Trump joins his dad's business and he starts really learning the ways.
And I started off making little deals in Brooklyn and Queens with my father, and they seemed to work out.
He's only in his 20s, but he quickly runs into some big issues that would redirect the course of his life. At this point, we're in like the 1970s. The Civil Rights Act had just passed, which made it illegal to discriminate against people based on their race. And to enforce this, the US government, the Justice Department, would send agents undercover around to different apartment complexes to make sure that landlords weren't discriminating on who they rented to. This was a routine thing that they were doing, and it eventually happened to the Trump apartments. apartments. The DOJ would send in a black person undercover to apply for an apartment, and they quickly started to see a pattern where black or Hispanic people would be told that there was no available units in that complex. And then right after, the DOJ would send in a white person looking for the same type of apartment, only to find that suddenly there was room in that apartment complex. Department of Justice officials did this over and over and started to see a pattern of systematic racial discrimination. And on one day in 1973, Trump and his dad are hit with this lawsuit. The United States of America v. Fred Trump, Donald Trump, and Trump Management, Inc. The DOJ is hitting him with this lawsuit over allegedly discriminating against people based on race or color. They found that managers would mark...
I actually like that they took it to the level that it should have been and actually send people in and test the fucking... the
rental
difference.
Applications with a C,
that's good.
Indicating color. But yeah, these are one of these rental applications.
It's the biggest gotcha.
And this may be the C that they are referring to here in the remarks section. I don't actually know. I haven't verified that. But in one testimony, a doorman for Trump's property said that he was directed to tell black applicants that the rent was twice as much as it actually was. And then when they asked the super why they denied certain applicants, the super replied that he was, quote, doing what my boss told me to do. I'm not allowed to rent to black families.
Jesus.
The DOJ found that this was widespread, happening all over in Trump's at least 14,000 units. This lawsuit was a pretty huge deal. It was one of the largest fair housing cases at the time. Here's the New York Times front page the day after this came out. Major landlords accused of anti-black bias.
I don't watch much now, but had to use my Prime for this month.
That's insane because these are the one that got caught and a big profile case or whatever. But imagine all the cases that weren't caught, the smaller ones, more like one person apartment complex or like one owner or whatever. This because this is a big case or whatever. Imagine all the ones that were not.
27-year-old Donald Trump was furious. But instead of admitting to these allegations and settling with the DOJ, he fought back. And this is where we get to the next item on our list, which is a pattern we'll start to see, which is that when Donald Trump is called out for something, his response is often to fight no matter what.
I think people see me as a fighter. I think people have always seen me as a fighter. They know that I don't take a lot of crap from people.
The Trumps responded by countersuing the Department of Justice for $100 million, claiming that they made false statements. Now, the judge dismissed this suit outright, saying that there was no basis for it. But even still, the Trumps fought on. During this time, Trump said that, quote, I'd rather fight than fold, because as soon as you fold once, you get the reputation of being a folder.
Yep.
So he kept fighting for years, even though there wasn't really a solid defense there. And finally, he was forced to fold. But watch how he does it. Watch what he prioritizes. He strikes a deal with the DOJ that allows him to admit no wrongdoing, but that would require him to make a bunch of changes, like emphasizing that his apartment complexes are open to people of all races, taking out ads in the paper saying that Trump apartments actually do welcome black renters. But he didn't have to admit any guilt, and that is a point of pride for him.
We settled the suit with no admission of guilt. It was very easy to do.
It's a combo of
Fighting
folding
no matter
but bending
what
over.
Means never admitting you're wrong, regardless of the circumstances, never apologizing, never folding. It's something that all humans do. They evade responsibility, but Trump has kind of made a brand out of it. It's a pattern that we'll see over and over. But anyway, a bigger point I want to make here is that this whole lawsuit really turned Donald Trump off of his dad's business. He didn't like this whole renting to middle and lower income tenants. It was causing too much trouble for him. Remember, he grew up in a rich New York City family with a reputation and connections. He had a taste.
Listen, I know this sounds, listen, buddy. Tell me landlords can decide whom they want to rent to. Brother. This guy the word discrimination just went way above your head. Like way above.
For prestige and luxury and wealth and attention. And none of that was out here in Queens. So in his early 30s, he starts to turn his attention.
If you have the same criteria as somebody else, all the same, one-to-one, but you're black and you're denied or the rent is higher, that's discrimination, racial discrimination. That's...
Across the river, toward Manhattan, the epicenter of wealth, prestige, excess, and attention. The high life of New York City. And it wouldn't be long before he was at the top of it all. And this is where we need to take a slight diversion, and for that, I'm going to sit over here. You've heard me talk about NordVPN. I'm a big fan. When I'm on
market now, from a real estate standpoint, has probably become the hottest city in the world. People are flocking here by droves.
Well, they weren't flocking here by droves right away. In fact, when Trump moved to Manhattan, Manhattan was kind of a city in decline. It was full of empty, crumbling buildings, kind of like a faded memory of its glory days. But Trump came in with a huge vision, a huge enthusiasm to resurrect the city at a time when most investors were pretty sheepish about putting their money in this crumbling city.
He's kind of
Check
like
out this New York Times feature on Donald Trump around
Like
this
a visionary.
time. Tall, lean, blonde with dazzling white teeth, a glib, non-stop talker who believes
Like
that,
Batman.
quote, New York is either going to get much better or much worse. And he's predicting that it's going to get, quote, much better. It was a pretty good prediction. Over the next decade, Trump used his father's company connections, money, reputation to buy old decaying buildings and give them glitzy renovations.
And we purchased the old Commodore Hotel, and we've reconverted that now into about $110 million Grand Hyatt Hotel, which is...
This includes the purchase of this old department store on Fifth Avenue, atop which he built his signature project, Trump Tower, a 68-story building in Midtown Manhattan.
Wait,
or was it...
Chat, did they demolish and rebuild, or did they just give it a nicer outer
58
layer?
floors. Trump sort of has a habit of like exaggerating the number of floors in his buildings. Anyway, the point is, the city kind of loved it. It was a welcome renovation, a unique style of a building, but no one loved it more than Donald Trump himself because he was winning. In a very short time,
Well, you gotta
he
love
had
it,
broken away from his life and business in Queens and built a temple unto himself, a physical expression of his love for
I'm
opulence
just saying,
and status.
when it's things that are big or whatever, if you don't love it from the get-go, never do it.
And exclusivity
Liking
and
things
attention.
is not good enough. You gotta love it.
A creation which holds a shopping area where if you have to ask the prices, you don't belong there.
Marble, gold, columns, waterfalls, mahogany woodwork, chandeliers, and for Trump and his family, a massive 3-story penthouse that looks like a European palace had a baby with Las Vegas. But remember, winning is not all that matters to Trump. Next, he needed to make everyone know about it. And he needed to control the narrative. The story couldn't be that he had grown up with a rich dad who gave him money and reputation and connections to make a lot of this happen, or that a lot of these deals were made with a combination of tax exemptions, with some fairly shady financial sleight of hand, and at times full-on lies to banks in order to secure funding. That's something we understand now, because court rulings have come out to prove how shady a lot of this was. But no. At the time, the story needed to be that he was this smart, hardworking guy. And honestly, there's no doubt about that. But this is where Donald Trump's master storytelling comes into play,
Well, is it that
showing
tax
his ability
fraud?
to
I don't think
subvert
it's
the law
fraud.
while crafting a
Was it
story
tax fraud?
about his success that people would just eat up.
Well,
And a big
using
part of
hold
that
on.
storytelling.
Using tax exemptions and using tax all the tax stuff that's at your disposal, you have to do it. It's
is
your duty to
reflective
it.
of another one of his
It is
core
literally
beliefs,
your
that
civic
people want
duty
to be sold
to do so.
a fantasy. I mean, and I'm not speculating on this. In his book, he says that, quote, I play to people's fantasies. People may not always think big themselves, but they can still get very excited by those who do. That's why little hyperbole never hurts. People want to believe that something is the biggest and the greatest and the most spectacular. This is truly one of the most important things on this list, because I think he's right. I think people do like to be sold a fantasy.
I like it. You do? Man's got it made. Got everything.
He started crafting this big fantasy image of this rich, no BS talker. He became good at getting in front of the camera, telling the story that you want to hear.
I'm a rather, and you will be surprised, but I can be
Oh,
a
you didn't do it
rather
right. Got
humble
it.
person if I want to be.
I like to be non-controversial. Have you folks noticed that?
By the mid-1980s, Trump's tower
come on.
and big personality
just
had
laughed.
made him famous, giving him the platform to keep selling his fantasy persona as a rich party animal, always surrounded by women and famous people. And there was perhaps nowhere that helped elevate this image and storytelling more than the New York City tabloids.
I mean, 22 days in a row or something on the cover of the tabloids. It's never been anything like that.
Trump appeared on the front page of the New York tabloids 87 times in the course of 15 years. And this was not by accident, it was by design. This was a part of his strategy. He learned how to hack the media really early on. This idea that no matter how much bad press you get for shady business like racial discrimination, bribing people...
I gotta be honest with you, okay? Dude, if the media falls for dog shit, they deserve it. Because, brother, they create that world of dog shit.
People that have connections to the mob,
they should get baited all the time.
Casinos to be used as money laundering. All of this can be washed away if you distract people with a tantalizing, glamorous lifestyle. Sell them a fantasy, because that's what they want. Or better yet, in his own words in 1991 in an Esquire interview, quote, "You know, it really doesn't matter what they write, as long as you've got a young, beautiful piece of ass." This would prove to be true, and still is true. And the tabloids were his megaphone for this strategy.
The reputation of Donald Trump, the man who dates a different woman every year.
I want to talk a little bit more about the tabloids because I feel like this was like his boot camp for learning how to work human psychology and the media to get attention. He became an expert at getting people to pay attention to him for good and bad, and finding a way to get whatever he wanted to appear in print. Like, for example, when the tabloids were covering his struggling marriage with his first wife, Ivana Trump, who he later had 3 children with, he and Ivana faced off trying to shape the tabloid's narrative by fostering relationships with different columnists and planting information. Trump had been having an affair with actress Marla Maples, who later became his second wife and the mother of his 4th child. And this affair, this tension, became so juicy to the New York tabloids. It was everywhere. And instead of hide from it, Trump fueled it because it added to his image. It was these years where he really learned that all press was good press. He also got really good at planting rumors, using fake names like John Miller or John Barron. Yes, I'm literally saying that Donald Trump would call journalists and pretend that his name was John Barron to give them information that would benefit himself, Donald Trump. Like here he is in 1984, calling a Forbes reporter who was assembling a list of the 400 richest Americans.
Okay, what's your first name, John Barron.
Even though it sounds just like Trump, we know that it's him pretending to be John Barron, saying that he's the vice president of the Trump Organization, and saying that he knows how much Trump owns of the family business, and thus how rich Trump is.
Okay, and when you say, you know, in excess of 90% of the ownership, I believe?
I'd say in excess of 90. In fact, well, it's really closer to even the ultimate, but it's in excess of 90%, yes.
If it's not obvious, he's lying. He's playing pretend. He didn't own 90% of his dad's business. And guess what? It totally worked. Forbes ended up coming out with a list that said that Donald Trump was worth $100 million. But later we learned that he was only worth $5 million. Man, if only it was that easy today. Like, reporters not skeptical back then? This guy obviously sounds like Donald Trump. I mean, listen to him.
Just consolidated. I think last year somebody showed me the article, and I think you had 200 and 200. And really, it's been pretty...
Did they not verify their sources or whatever?
Consolidated now for the most part.
And if you're skeptical, Trump himself testified in court that, quote, "I believe I occasionally use that name," referring to his use of John Barron as a fake name.
Guys, ready to play the games or what? Guys, we watch the rest of this later. It's fine. Yeah, guys, by the end of the chapter.
And as his baseball coach said way back when he was a teen, Trump will do anything.
Catch up. I'll be there in 15 minutes. Chat. I'll finish my video.
To win.
I'm enjoying my video. This is a good video. This is a good video. I enjoy it.
The definition of winning here isn't what most of us think of, which is being the best at something while following the rules that everyone else follows. To Trump, winning means making people think you won, making people think you're worth $100 million, even though you're really worth $5 million. The truth doesn't matter. The perception matters.
It does.
He gave them the drama that they wanted about his divorces and relationships, and in exchange, he got the attention that he craved and that he used to craft his image. So far, this is my list, my interpretation of what motivates this guy, what he really believes, how he thinks, and how he's used.
It's not that lying makes you cool, brother. Is that these reporters, they don't check their sources. They do clickbait all the fucking time. I'm sure at the time, if some guy called them out and said some false shit, false bullshit, whatever, they would bite and make a headline for it. So if this is gonna be used against you, it might as well be used for you. Fuck it, dude.
To be successful.
Why should you only get the short end of the stick always?
But soon, in much, much more.
Was the darling of the 80s, is seen in the 90s as a man in trouble.
This surely will be my favorite part of the video because it's about to get wild.
Uh-oh.
There is a new billionaire in town. Trump's the name. Donald Trump is a major deal maker, a swashbuckler.
Throughout the 80s and 90s, Trump's name starts to appear on everything. Trump Magazine, Real Estate and Luxury Living. Dear reader, over the years, I've developed an intensely cogent philosophy. And then he launches an airline.
Donald Trump bought the Eastern Shuttle for a price tag of $365 million.
The Eastern Shuttle is no more. Tomorrow morning it will be the Trump Shuttle.
Planes with leather seats, faux marble, gold-plated sinks, carpet that was so thick that the flight attendants couldn't push their drink carts. To which Trump responded, unsurprisingly to anyone, tell them to push harder.
We are going to run the best airline in the industry, and we really don't anticipate any problems.
The airline did fail within a couple of years, but remember our rules. We don't admit defeat. He claimed that it was a success. He launches a board game, Trump the Game, which is effectively Monopoly, but with a few tweaks. We got the instruction booklet with faux marble texture. I would be disappointed with anything less. We got $100 million bills, Monopoly money with Trump's face on it. You got real estate, you got investors, you got casinos, hotels. The game represents everything that Trump wanted to believe about him and parts of his real life. He had built a real estate empire.
I win.
You always win.
Trump opens a slew of casinos in New Jersey that help revive Atlantic City. These casinos were over-the-top, excessive luxury, just like everything Trump touched. He helped start an American Football League to compete with the NFL.
And the answer is we are in a form of war right now with the NFL. There's no question about it.
That didn't work out. He launched a vodka brand. I have it right here. Success Distilled. Even though, side note, Donald Trump doesn't and apparently hasn't ever drank alcohol.
I'm glad I'm not a drinker. I mean, I've never had a drink in my life.
This also no longer exists and was very expensive, but I did it for the fans.
Chat, when people say they don't drink, I usually always believe it 100% of the time until they lie about it. Until they get caught, whatever. Because I think it's the right thing to do that. I think it's fair enough. It's not a crazy lie. It's not a crazy thing. It's not, because I just believe them. I think it's important. Why? Because it's one of your core fundamentals, and I gotta respect that from somebody.
$20 on sale. The world's finest super premium vodka.
Guys, if they lie, it's okay. Well, I mean, you lied about that. It says a lot about you, and you're a dumb fuck. But it reflects a lot poorly on you and to yourself, from yourself, right? But so there's not much of a I lose if somebody lies. They're stupid. That's all.
Trump, his wording, like I swear, it's just like super premium, the finest, the best, like everything's the best. Everything's the best. And then, of course, there's the beauty pageants. A big part of Trump's image was that he was consistently surrounded by women. So he bought up major beauty pageants.
They stated there was no is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
At least 26 women have come out publicly accusing Donald Trump of some form of sexual misconduct. This includes his ex-wife, who accused him of sexually assaulting her, but then later softened the allegation after a legal settlement. Anyway, this is a long list of women and accusations that each have a specific context and
Wait, how many?
results. But it includes one case where Trump was found guilty for sexual abuse. Now, he denies all of this. That is until he thinks he's not being recorded.
I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet.
Wait, found guilty.
I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the I can do anything.
But this didn't stop Trump from continuing to rise as an icon
how can you say
relatable fame and fortune. He continues to put his name on everything, turning, as one Trump Organization executive put it, quote, from a serious businessman into a cartoon. He's on the cover of Playboy. He creates a real estate investing course that he calls his university, which he eventually got massively sued for. He launches a travel and tourism website, a mortgage company, a home and furniture.
Wait, hold on. This looks like all the Tate shit.
Investing course that he
the
calls his university, which he eventually got massively sued for. He launches a travel and tourism website,
it all looks like the Tate
a
shit.
mortgage company,
They just
a home and
copycatted
furnishing brand.
Finally, the same same luxury and comfort I demand in my hotels.
A men's clothing line, including ties. Okay, wait, side note. I have a funny story here. When I was a Mormon missionary and I had to wear this every day, the only way to express yourself is with a tie. And so we would trade ties with each other. And the most valuable ties were Trump ties because they were like so, I don't know, they just had weight. They just had brand power associated with them. Yeah. I once traded
Mormons
a Trump
and Trump,
tie, not gonna lie. Anyway, moving on. There's Trump Winery, and then he's suddenly launching a steak brand.
When it comes to great steaks, I've just raised the steaks.
Like, we kept finding new things that Trump's name was on, like this urine test kit that is currently on eBay for a couple $100. No, we did not buy it, right? $500. No, thank you. Oh my God, we almost pulled the trigger on that one. Nope. And then, of course, this literal water called Trump Ice with the guy's face on it.
Yeah, I think the problem is the branding sucks.
From 2004 or something. He also paid a lot of money.
I feel like something Trump should have done a long time ago, Chat, is get a good brand, a person, somebody, or a good artist. A lot of this shit looks like it's failing just because the branding sucks.
For this collector's item. Oh no, it expired in 2004.
Everything looks cheap as fuck.
We're going on 20 years from when this expired.
Looks like one of those old websites.
Should I take a sip?
Stop.
Like, what else am I gonna do? I have to take a sip. I'm drinking some right now.
You know
I'm doing it.
You can say that there's no modern.
This is like this expired 20 years ago.
Well, don't do that. The plastic is all dissolved in it.
Branding.
It smells
they set the
chemically.
Mold because the
that's what it's gonna do.
Death by Trump water.
This is why nobody makes these up as websites anymore, because they're shit. You can't see shit. Nothing is
Trump water tastes like prestige. Like this guy could brand anything with his name and face. He'd become a symbol. But what you have to know about all of this stuff is that he didn't own most of this. He's really just licensing his name. Like, all around the world, you see these buildings. They have the Trump name on them. But Trump or his organization didn't build them. They don't manage them. They simply give the people who do own them permission to use the name to signal a sense of prestige, brand power. Trump's image had become his greatest asset, appealing especially to the American middle class. Because even though Trump came from extreme wealth, he presented like an everyman. He was a plain talker, he had an outer borough Queens accent, and yet he had it all: the money, the women, the luxury, and this pull yourself up by your bootstraps reputation of having earned it from the ground up. A Disneyland-esque version of the American dream, which was a mix of half reality and half fantasy.
Well, that's what the American dream is,
let's be honest. A lot of this stuff now. Celebrities and influencers putting their name on stuff to sell someone else's product. But back in like the 80s, most people would see all of these products and think that like Trump owned all of it, that he had this massive empire with dozens and dozens of products. Leasing his name allowed him to build an empire of products, but without using his own cash. And when these businesses failed, as nearly all of them eventually did,
pull out easily.
Trump could pocket his profits, cut ties, without facing the fallout of the business folding. Now, let me be clear.
Chat, 9 minutes, chat.
I'm not saying that this is illegal or even unethical. If anything, it was smart. I guess my takeaway here is that Trump's main skill wasn't being a businessman in the traditional sense. It was being a marketer, a showman, the sales pitch, the ability to sell himself, and the fantasy that he built around himself. His rise is almost entirely explained by his ability to do that, combined with the fact that he was born and raised with an obscene amount of money to get him started. Okay, but let's move ahead with the story. I've emphasized this enough. Trump has built this big fantasy brand. It's really working. He's making a lot of money. He becomes like an icon. But by the early 2000s, his brand was kind of losing its luster.
I want to play COD. I'm enjoying this video though.
Starts to kind of decline. His casinos were filing for bankruptcy, and his glory days seemed to be maybe over. But that would change in 2004 when he was able to once again monetize his persona.
Casinos,
this time on a reality TV show.
New York City, it's the benchmark for success. Believe me, I know. My name is Donald Trump, and I'm the largest developer in New York.
The concept was the brainchild of the creator of the reality TV show Survivor, and it was pretty brilliant. Trump would be the boss, looking over his vast business empire.
You're fired.
And there would be contestants who would compete to impress the big boss enough to get hired. This ended up being a powerful premise for a dramatic show. It was a massive success, bringing in tens of millions of viewers and rejuvenating Trump's persona, actually elevating it. A household name for many Americans who would tune in to watch him act out this role that he had been preparing for his whole life. The showman in the spotlight, entertaining people while also building his brand and his image as a ruthless businessman.
You're fired.
Oh my God, oh my God.
The Apprentice with Trump lasted for 14 seasons and laid the foundation of what would happen next. His launch into running for president.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
Do you have the genes to be a successful politician?
Well, you never really know. I think I'm pretty outspoken, and that's not probably a good thing in terms of a politician, but it's a good thing if you ever got elected, you can really do the job.
You've said, though, that if you did run for president, you believe you'd win.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd win. I tell you what, I wouldn't go in to lose. I've never gone in to lose in my life.
Trump had flirted with running for office a few times before.
On the Republican side, there's speculation that developer Donald Trump may throw his hat into the ring.
But it was only in the 2000s, while he was crafting his image on The Apprentice, that he started to insert himself into politics more and more. Like in 2008, when he challenged whether or not then-candidate Barack Obama was actually an American citizen.
More recently, Donald Trump have questioned President Obama's citizenship.
We have to look at it. We have to see, is it real?
Now, this was an overt display of racism that did not land well with a lot of Americans, and it coincided with a sharp decline in The Apprentice's ratings. Eventually, most of Trump's branded ventures would go on to fold, and once again, he seemed to be on course for being a name of the past. But we know this guy by now. He is fueled by an endless desire to win and be recognized for it, and he had a pretty tried and true playbook to do it. So in 2015, Trump descended an escalator and threw himself into the spotlight that he knows so well. When he was asked later why he decided to run for president, he said, quote, "Because here's the way I look at it. I have so many rich friends, and nobody knows who they are. You must fight for recognition, or you'll end up as someone else's sucker."
Say what you will about Mr. Trump, he certainly would bring some change to the White House.
So he wielded his tireless work ethic and his ability to inflame and divide and lie and lie and lie some more and bully all the way into the limelight. After years of practice on smaller stages, he entered the largest stage of them all and expertly sold the fantasy of being the everyman, despite having never lived like anything but a king. And it worked. He won.
I want to do
He
a
didn't
video.
get the most votes, but he still won fair and square. And he became the president of the United States for 4 years. And then, when he lost, he did what he's always done, what
Don't
we
want
could
to
have
be defeated.
predicted he would do. He fought it to the death, attacking the rules of the system that he had lost in, selling his lies to an angry population who believed them, and dealing a blow to the foundations of our fragile democracy. And tens of millions of people continued to love it. There's a reason why Republicans who understand how power works are scared that he's back, that he's running for president again. Dick Cheney, the epitome of a conservative Republican, said that, quote, "In our nation's 248-year history, there has never been an individual who's a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump. He tried to steal the last election using lies and violence to keep himself in power after the voters rejected him. He can never be trusted with power again." He's one of the many Republicans, including his previous vice president, who understand how our country works, how delicate our system is, and who see clearly how this person does things. And it scares them. It scares them for the very existence of our country. This is not typical political fighting. This is weird. This is different. This is a genuine worry for the system itself. A system that now, thanks to a new Supreme Court ruling, gives a sitting president immunity from the law, right at a time when indictments from government prosecutors are racking up against Donald Trump. Not because the deep state is out to get him, not because the Democrats have coordinated this, but because he has broken the law, and our system is working to make him stand accountable.
Today, an indictment was unsealed, charging Donald J. Trump with conspiring to defraud the United States, conspiring to disenfranchise voters, and conspiring and attempting to obstruct an official proceeding.
As Trump runs again for the White House, I've been seeing these same ingredients play out, these beliefs, these behaviors. He has a tried and true playbook, and he'll use it over and over again. I mean, just look at this side-by-side that The Daily Show recently did.
Joe Biden is a failed president. She was a failed vice president. The worst president in the history, the worst vice president in history. He is incompetent. She's incompetent.
She can't talk.
She can't talk.
Low IQ. He's a low IQ individual.
She happens to be really a low IQ individual. She really does. She has a very low IQ.
After studying his life and watching him lead my country for 4 years, it feels clear to me that Donald Trump will continue to pursue this playbook, these beliefs, this lifelong ambition to win, to not be anybody's sucker, to win and to get recognition for it, recognition that he so deeply and nakedly craves. This is what he's been doing his whole life, to win at all costs, to do whatever it takes. And my genuine worry, like that of Dick Cheney's, is that this time he's willing to rip apart the entire country in the process.
Whoa.
I've made a similar video for the other candidate running, Kamala Harris. That video comes out next week. It is a similar biography commentary.
This got out of hand really quick at the end. They kind of ramped up in the opinion.
On Kamala's life. I've tried to approach both of these with a non-biased lens, but at some point I also have to say what I observe and what I see. You know, I really feel like my view of Trump was expanded through this research.